Good morning, I'm Terry. Welcome to TARDIS Spider. Today, Earth History in Black and White Doctor Who. If you enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe. Doctor Who's adventures to Earth's history were essential to the format devised by the show's creator, Sidney Newman and Verity Lambert. These ideas resulted in some of the best-loved serials of the black and white era. Interfering with Earth's history was forbidden in the earliest years of Doctor Who, but rules are meant to be broken. There is a defining moment in the Temple of Evil, the first episode of the Aztecs, when the Doctor warns history teacher Barbara Wright about interfering in her own world's barbaric past. You cannot rewrite history, he says. Not one line. This wasn't the TARDIS team's first trip back into history, but it was the team's first real opportunity to interfere and make changes. When Barbara is mistaken for the reincarnation of the goddess Yetaxa, she attempts to use her influence to abolish the Aztec ritual of human sacrifice. Her efforts come to nothing. By the time of the story The Aztecs, the Doctor and his companions had already traveled to prehistory and traveled with Marco Polo's caravan. They might have even risked losing the TARDIS to Kublai Khan. But the Marco Polo story is more about them bonding against the backdrop of Marco's epic journey than any attempt to change history. At this point, the Doctor is something of a tourist, often learning about Earth's history through his companions. In the Reign of Terror, we learn from Susan that the Doctor's favorite point in Earth history is the French Revolution. He is also quite knowledgeable about the Roman aqueducts in the Romans, but this might be down to the fact that he spent a month acclimatizing in a villa after the TARDIS crashed. It's during this visit that the Doctor makes his first dent in history, accidentally toasting Nero's drawings and unwittingly inspiring the burning of Rome. When Vicky points this out to him, he's quite tickled. The Doctor's even more relaxed about his influence on history when soon after the Romans, he suggests the construction of a hollow wooden horse to the Greeks so that he can stow away. The Doctor's invention of the Trojan horse and the mythmakers may have been prompted by the mischievous attitude of the monk. He would first encounter the monk in the story, The Time Meddler. It was the monk's playful nature that concealed a careless desire to change history. The monk's plot to change the outcome of the Battle of Hastings is foiled, but thereafter the Doctor seemingly decides that a little judicious interference is not a bad thing. Even though his attitude has relaxed considerably, there are still occasions when the Doctor observes a strict adherence to established events. In the massacre of St. Bartholomew's Eve, he sends Anne Chaplet into terrible danger, alienating an angry Stephen by insisting that history can't be rewritten. By contrast, in the next historical, The Gunfighters, the Doctor seems fairly ignorant of the Old West and bluffs his way around Tombstone. His attempts to avert a shootout are chiefly to avoid bloodshed, as the murderous Clantons have mistaken him for their target, Doc Holliday. The skirmish goes ahead, with Dodo nearly caught in the crossfire and the travelers leaving without realizing that they have crashed the legendary gunfight at the OK Corral. And while I haven't touched on the story The Smugglers, since I know absolutely nothing about it, what I have seen is that Doctor Who evolved even in its first few years. It went from strict adherence to history to the Doctor sometimes being part of and sometimes changing history. So don't forget, Doctor Who has always been a program about change. And for a recommendation this week, I have started the Madame Blanc mysteries on Acorn streaming service. I've only watched one episode, and I've enjoyed it, but I can't give you a full opinion on it yet. So enjoy Madame Blanc on the Acorn streaming service and enjoy your journey through time and space. And please never forget, a child cannot have a favorite book if they do not have one. Give a child a book today.